Hey everyone, my name is Jake, I am 26 years old, and I'm from Brazil. But let me tell you something shocking, just 5 months ago, I could not speak even one full sentence in English. Not even a simple "how are you?" Without thinking for too long, getting nervous, feeling stuck. I was completely lost, frustrated, and embarrassed. But today, I can speak to you fluently, confidently, and I did it without expensive classes, without traveling to an English-speaking country, and without wasting my time on useless methods. And this is not just my story. This can be your story too. So if you've ever felt stuck, shy, or hopeless about your English, if you've ever told yourself, "I can't do it. English is too hard," keep watching, because I was exactly where you are. And I promise, if you listen to my journey step by step, you will know exactly how to improve your English, faster than you ever imagined. Let's go back to the beginning. Because my journey didn't start with motivation. It started with failure. A failure so painful, it changed my life. You see, for as long as I can remember, I always wanted to work for an international company. My dream? To be a software engineer at a big tech company. I loved coding. I was good at it. I worked day and night to become the best. Finally, after years of hard work, I got my chance. I applied for a huge company in the US. And I'll never forget the day the recruiter emailed me, "Congratulations, you are selected for an interview." I was so excited. I imagined my life in a new country, a big salary, working with the best people, but then, the interview happened. I remember it like it was yesterday. I opened Zoom, and there they were, 3 interviewers. All native English speakers. They started speaking, and it felt like someone pressed fast forward on their voices. I couldn't understand a word. Then they asked me the first question. "Jake, can you tell us a bit about yourself and your experience in software developments?" I panicked. I knew the answer in my head, but the words wouldn't come out. I said, yes. I am, software. I do coding, many projects, good. I am very good." They looked at me. The silence felt like a knife in my stomach. They asked another question, but I couldn't answer. In the end, one of them smiled politely and said, "All right, Jake, thank you for your time." I knew what that meant. I had failed. Not because I wasn't good enough at coding, but because I couldn't speak English. That day, I finally understood the power of English. It's not just a language, it's the key to your dreams. I felt ashamed, embarrassed, angry at myself. For years I told myself, "I don't need English, I'll just be good at my job, that's enough." But now, the truth was clear. Without English, I was invisible. And right now, I didn't have that key. That night, I made a decision. I would learn English. And I would learn it, fast. Most people, when they want to learn English, they do one thing first. They pay for expensive courses. But I didn't do that. Why? Because I already tried those, and they didn't work. 1 year ago, I paid for an online English class. The teacher made me memorize vocabulary lists, grammar rules, boring exercises, but after 3 months, when I tried to speak, I still couldn't do it. So I knew, expensive classes were not the answer. If I wanted to learn English fast, I needed something different. A system that actually works in real life. That's when I created my 5-month method, step by step. And today, I'm going to share it with you. Part 1, the first 15 days. The biggest mistake beginners make? They think they need more words. I thought the same. If I learn 1,000 words, I'll be fluent. But the truth? I already knew hundreds of words, yet I still couldn't speak. So for the first 15 days, I didn't study any new words. Instead, I did something much more powerful. I learned how to use the words I already knew. Here's exactly what I did. 1. Survival sentence list. I sat down and asked myself, what do I actually need to say every day? I wrote down 50 simple, useful sentences. Like, hi, how are you? Can you repeat that? I don't understand. I'm learning English. I need coffee, please. Every morning, I read those 50 sentences out loud. Not once, not twice. 10 times. At first, my tongue felt slow, but after 5 days, those sentences became automatic. 2. Talk to yourself in English. Every day, whenever I was alone, I spoke English to myself. In the shower, I'm taking a shower, the water is hot, I feel relaxed. Making breakfast, I'm cooking eggs, I love eggs, they are easy to make.
At first, I felt stupid, but then I realized this was my private classroom. No one could hear me, no one could judge me. And in just 1 week, my brain started thinking in English. 3. 5 sentences a day, with emotion. I chose 5 real sentences from movies or conversations. I didn't just read them, I copied them exactly. Same speed, same emotion, same pronunciation. By the end of the first 15 days, something incredible happened. I stopped translating in my head. I could say basic sentences automatically. I felt confident. But that was just the beginning. Part 2, real practice begins. After 15 days, I was ready for the next step. I didn't just want to say short sentences. I wanted real conversations. I wanted to understand native speakers. I wanted to speak fluently. So I created my secret weapon, the question-answer method. It's simple but powerful. Here's how it works. I ask myself a simple question in English. I answer immediately, without overthinking. I repeat with more details. Example, question, what did you do today? First answer, I worked. Next, I worked on my project. Next, I worked on my project for 3 hours, then I took a break. Next, I worked on my project for 3 hours, then I took a break and had coffee. Every day, I added more details, training my brain to think in English and speak without hesitation. I also improved my pronunciation with the echo technique. Listen to a native speaker, movies, YouTube, podcasts. Pause after each sentence. Repeat exactly with same speed, tone, and emotion. It was hard at first, but after repeating 10 times, my voice started sounding like a native speaker. And then I mastered the story method. 5 new words every day. Create a short story using those words. Read it aloud 10 times. Use those words in real conversations. This method helped me learn 1,000 plus new words without memorizing boring lists. Part 3, Final Breakthrough. I realized speaking isn't enough. I needed to sound natural, like real English speakers. So I observed, why do they say, I have been learning English for 5 months. But in school, they teach, I am learning English for 5 months. The difference was huge. Real-life English is different from textbook English. I studied tenses people actually use, prepositions on the bus, in the car, at night, in the morning, common sentence structures. I wrote a daily journal, copying native speaker style. I shadowed YouTube videos daily. I practiced conversations every chance I got, even with strangers. And slowly, I stopped feeling nervous. I stopped hesitating. Words flowed naturally. One day, I tested myself in an online meeting with native speakers. And for the first time, I spoke clearly, confidently. They listened. They understood. They even asked me questions. That was the moment I knew I had achieved fluency. The dream comes true. 5 months after I started, I applied again for my dream job. But this time, I wasn't the same Jake. I walked into the interview room with confidence. I spoke clearly. I answered every question naturally. A few days later, I got the call. Jake, congratulations. You got the job. I couldn't believe it. My dream job. $5,000 starting salary, more than I ever imagined. I called my parents, tears in my eyes. Mom, Dad, I did it. My mom cried. My dad simply said, "We always knew you could." I bought my dad a beautiful watch. I bought my mom a gold necklace. And I realized every struggle, every late night, every moment of frustration, it was all worth it. Key lessons from my journey. Mindset is everything. Believe you can and you will. Surround yourself with English content, music, thinking, speaking. Speak without fear. Mistakes are part of learning. Active listening and shadowing. Copy native speakers daily. Learn vocabulary in context. Use stories, phrases, conversations. Grammar naturally. Listen, speak, observe. Correct yourself. Consistency over perfection. Show up every day. If I can do it, you can too. Decide today. No more excuses. No more fear. Start your English journey, step by step, and change your life forever. Your future is waiting. Go get it.